Hi, I'm Sean. Welcome back. We have gone through our tutorials now. I think there were 8 different videos taking you through everything. So now we're just going to get on with some games play. If anything needs explaining along the way, I'll do that. I'll tell you what I'm doing. So yeah, let's get on with the missions. We are playing, as you can see, Lieutenant Sean. He is a engineer in Starfleet, but we are playing the original series at the moment, so we're a little bit back in time, which is fun. We will eventually catch up to date with all the normal missions. If you are playing Klingon or one of the other types of character, you will have had a slightly different experience to get here, and your next missions will also be slightly different just while we start off. So we're going to log on. As you can see, I have other characters here that I have played over the years, but this is the one we are playing for your everyday updates and running through all of the story arcs. So we'll log in. When you log in, it takes you back to where you last were. We were on Stardock, or Space Dock rather, and we are about to beam up. As here on the right hand side, beam up to your ship. So this top icon on this main square of menus will beam us up to our ship.
Welcome to the Sol System. All visitors to Earth Space Dock are required to fly close enough to the station for our tractor beams to lock onto your ship. Our automated systems will notify you when you are in position.
Now, in the last tutorial, we went through how to customize your ship, make it look a little bit different, and we kind of made ours look very different. So what do we need to do? It says here we need to go to sector space. Here we are, USS Hawkmoon, NCC 1574. To go to sector space, we need to use the option in our menu boxes here, which did beam us up, but now we're in space. It does something different. It allows us to depart the system. When you go out of the system, you're in sector space. Off we go. I do love the graphics. Okay, so our mission here is to go to Edrin 4. So we have various ways of doing that. We can look for it on our big map. Here it is. Remember our yellow circle. There's not a lot here at the moment because we're still playing the original series. What you can do is find the system you want to go to, click on it, and it can automatically plot a course. So we just click go to system, and we don't really need to do anything else. She's a little dark up in space at the moment, as you'd expect, but usually the game is a lot brighter than this. But she's quite cool, looking at all the lights and watching your ship move. Now at the moment she's only moving at half speed, warp 2.5. We'll pull that up so we can get going a little bit quicker. We can always check where we are on the map. Now we have quite a way to go, so what we're going to do is we're going to click on full speed. Oh, actually we can't do that, we're too low a level. Normally you'd be able to hit the button here. So we'll just amble our way over to Edrin. While we're doing that, we can look over here. We have some emails. And what do we got? We got an email here from the game itself. Tells us this is from the download I used, which was the ARC download, the ARC client. You may not use that. It just gives us some information. We've got a gift here. We as a gift that we are going to be given the Khan costume set. How cool is that? So you can read your email. If you want to delete it, you just highlight, put your little tick in the box, click delete. You don't need to store all these emails, obviously. In emails, you can send an email to another person. Nobody really does that because we all use Discord or Messenger or something like that. But it is useful if you want to send somebody a gift, for instance, a part or a uniform or whatever. So we'll clear that. Also, while we're heading over here, we can look to see if anything's lit up. Nothing is flashing green apart from the help screen, so there's nothing we can do here. We have got some skill points we can spend. We managed to earn 1 ground point, so we may as well go in, make sure we're highlighted on ground, and decide what we want to spend that on. So we can spend it on being better with our weapons or our health on the ground. I think health is the one I'm going to go for just to start off with. We'll eventually work our way down these trees. So just click on it to highlight it. Purchase will spend your point. Are you sure you want to do this? Yes, we do. You don't have to do these with every single point you get, but when you're starting off, it's best to do them because you're going to level your character up with a little bit more health, etc. Now, the autopilot, as you can see, has left us a little bit wayward here. So we'll just turn around, head back to the system. You can see on our little map here. Most of the time, the autopilot will take you right where you want to go, but sometimes it doesn't, and it's just a blip in the game. So if you've got a long way to go and you set yourself to, say, go to Edron and it doesn't stop, you'll end up on the edge of the map and have to fly back if you've gone to make a cup of tea or grab a beer or whatever it is you may want to do while you're waiting to travel from system to system. So we need to get close enough to the planet to begin our mission. Here we go, begin our mission. And she's going to load up, and we're actually going to be told quite clearly what we need to do. And it is important to listen to your mission targets and objectives. Some people don't and fly around shooting everything in sight at higher level missions and not really spending useful time, shall I say. It's quite nice to do sometimes, but if you're just wanting to level up, get in, do your mission, and get out on the lower levels. Now, the server seems a little slower today, so I'm just going to yab it away. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. As I said, I'm Sean. I've taken you through all the tutorials you needed for this level and to level up so you know exactly how you're playing your game. Please do subscribe, either if you're watching on Twitch live or you are on YouTube, because I'm going to take you through every single
We're reading several
mission
Gorn
we
ships
can
on our
find.
sensors as well as the USS Zhanghe. The Zhanghe is hailing us now.
Welcome to Edron 4. I'm Bridget McKinnon, CO of the USS Zhanghe. Glad you could join us. My science teams are on site and conducting initial surveys. Apparently, this place is quite the geological marvel. We're not the only ones present, though. Our friends from the Gorn hegemony aren't terribly chatty, but so far they're keeping the peace. Well, I'm sure my people wouldn't mind an extra hand down there on the geological marvel. Feel free to join the party.
And we will. So here in green it tells us fly into close orbit. On the right hand side here it tells us what we're doing or what we need to do within this mission here. as I said in a tutorial, this other box above here lists the missions that we're actually going to do. So we're going to fly close to the planet. If we look on our mini map, it shows us where we need to go. If you want to fly a bit faster, you can click on the full impulse. It'll just zoom us in.
Captain, the Gorn are scanning us. They might not be talkative, but they are curious about us. Orders?
So now we're going to eventually meet Captain Kirk's friend, the Gorn. As we've said before, very popular character. He's mentioned in many
I
TV
recommend
shows
caution when dealing with the Gorn. They can be easily provoked.
and movies. Now, don't just barrel straight up to the planet because you can crash or burn up in the atmosphere. So we just go near enough until we get a message come up telling us what we need to do next.
We have entered the orbit of Edrin
Transporter
4,
room to bridge.
Captain.
The geological team, supplies, and gear are ready to beam down to Edrin 4.
So we can turn our engines off here. They will automatically turn off if we beam down. So we're going to beam down the team.
Lowering shields for transport. I'm detecting some unusual energy signatures in orbital space near Edrin 4. Recommend we perform a deep scan of each. They could be hazardous.
All right, so we've beamed down an engineering team. We're not part of that. We need to scan some energy signatures. So we can look around, see if we can see them. Now, we can't actually see them at the moment, so what we're going to do is we're going to click on our scanner button, which is up here, and see if our scanners can detect them. Scanners are telling us there's nothing there. So we're going to move in closer because actually the mission wants us to get close enough to be able to scan the planet's atmosphere, I believe. So we'll just move in. We'll take it easy coming in. You can zoom in and out as quick as you like, but some people just fly really fast everywhere. There's nothing wrong with that, but we're just going to take it easy while we're just learning to control our ship. So here we are. We're close enough to perform a scan of the upper atmosphere. Here we go.
Strange. For a moment there... It's nothing, Captain. Thought I was picking up an impulse drive. False alarm. I'll recalibrate the sensors. Don't want to be jumping at shadows here. Captain, the science and engineering teams indicate that they have made it to the surface and made contact with the science team from the Zhangha. The rest of the landing party is standing by in Transporter Room 1. They're ready to beam down when you are.
Okay, so we're actually going to beam down to the planet now. How cool is that? When you get to the beaming down parts of the game, you get to choose your away team. We actually only have one bridge officer at the moment. That's TOC, so she's going to come down with us. When you do get to choose other characters, underneath the name, it gives you their traits and skills. So you can actually have a look and choose the away team that you think will suit you best. So we have no choice here. So we're going to accept the away team and beam down. When you end up with a bigger choice of away team members, it's quite useful to remember to take somebody who can actually heal you or put up some shields or act in a defensive way to help you out. Also, check out what the mission is to make sure that the away team member has the right kind of skills that will help you in your mission. Whilst we're on our loading screen, as I said, I'm going to play through every single story arc. That's every single mission. We're going to do the side missions as well and show you how to level up efficiently. Each person will have their own way of playing, of course.
Ah, there you are. Better late than never, huh? Ensign Skavron, Starfleet Corps of Engineers. Lovely planet we've got here. Charming, even, if you're fond of heat and rocks. Still, it's not a complete wash. To say this place is mineral-rich would be an understatement.
So we can talk to this character in various ways. We can either go straight in, sounds exciting, we'll get on the case, or we can just see what this guy's about.
My first assignment out of the Academy was on Vulcan, working at a geothermal power site in Shikar. Great people, the Vulcans. Good at arguments, though all the logic comes off a little dry for my tastes. This is my first deep space assignment, and I'm damn glad for it. Hope we're going to travel to more than desert worlds, though. I hear Ryza's nice this time of year.
See, sometimes if you played the mission before, maybe on your second tune, you can skip all of these little scenes. But I think when you first start playing, it's good to watch them. It gets you more involved. Now, what we need to do now here on the right-hand side tells us to take some mineral scans. You'll see up the top of the screen in the distance is a green triangle pointing downwards. So that's going to be our first waypoint where we need to go to. Again, if you look at the top here at this bar, when the icon here is in the middle, you're pointing in the direction you want to go. You can see here now that it's to the right, and we scroll right, and there it is. Again, have a look around. Some well-made sceneries and settings here. But ultimately, we want to go and carry on the mission. On the big map, if we can't see where the waypoint is, it'll be highlighted with a green circle. So here we are. There's our forward-pointing triangle. If we turn around, we're now facing where we want to go. We can actually see on this map there's a valley, and we're no doubt going to end up going all the way through it. So off we go. In order to do things, you just need to get close.
My tricorder's showing some interesting mineral formations beyond this ridge.
So we head
This looks
to our
like a good place
waypoint.
to start our scans.
We get close enough. This is a waypoint. But see up here where we mentioned in tutorials, some nice flashing lights above things we have to do. So get close enough, and automatically it'll come up.
Nice to see a report was spot on for once. The mineral deposits here are remarkably pure.
So we need to head to our next waypoint. We can open our big map. We can see it here. We can try our scanner here. Now notice our scanner has a beam coming out of it, which pointed in this direction. So that's showing us also where we need to go. Obviously can't walk through a rock. So we make our way up the valley. And once again, we have our little flashy lights.
This carbon deposit is unusually pure. Apparently, the Metrons don't prepare half-rate planets.
So on the right-hand side, our mission progress says we've taken 2 of 5 samples. So we have 3 to go. If you press the shift key down, we can actually run. I'll just show you some stuff here as we're going past it. It may be interesting. We may need this later. If you've watched the original Star Trek episode with Kirk and the Gorn, you'll recognise what these things are. If not, we're going to find out a bit later.
Whoever gets the mineral rights to this planet will be pleased. Very pleased indeed. My readings indicate there might be dilithium on this planet. I'll need to take more scans to be sure. The variety of minerals in the topsoil alone is astounding.
And this is number 5 out of 5.
The soil here has a high concentration of sulfur.
Now we have to examine the minerals ahead of us. So we'll just nip along here.
Either my tricorder's broken, or the soil here has an amazingly high concentration of sulfur.
So you can see everything's pretty automatic. You don't have to find any particular buttons, attempt to locate hidden minerals and stuff. As long as you get close enough, the right boxes will pop up.
What the? Mortar fire? We'd better head back to... Oh! The mortars have closed off the pass. We can't reach the camp. Who would do this?
Look, over there.
It's the Gorn.
He doesn't look very happy. We've been told we need to fight them off, so we probably better start shooting at them. Notice they're throwing some big rocks at us, so probably best not to stand too still. Again, at this level, we're not going to get hurt too bad. You'll see in the top left-hand corner
Captain,
where we have
this is Lieutenant Newman. One of the Gorn ships just exploded. They're blaming us and attacking our forces on the surface and in orbit. Captain McKinnon tried to explain, but they aren't responding to any hails.
Okay, as I was saying, you see our energy bar here, our shields and our health. They're still pretty good.
Way ahead of you, Captain. We're defending ourselves, and our shields are up, which means we can't beam you back to the ship. Afraid you're on your own for now.
All right, we're stranded on the planet. That's pretty cool. We've got stuff to do here.
Over there. There might be a way out of this infernal canyon further down the valley.
Now you notice the red dots on our mini-map? But not on our big map. They're showing us where the baddies are. Now here is an item we can pick up. The colour of the box donates the quality. At the moment we are only going to get certain qualities available, and we're going to pick up everything. When you get to a high level, a lot of the lowercase stuff or lower quality stuff you'll just ignore because you don't need it. But we need these things either to use or to sell to get some credits. So we'll take that item. When we take it, down the bottom here, it tells us it's a small shield charge. When we go into our inventory, there it is. Now, a small shield charge will actually obviously repair some of our shields if we go along the way. So we're going to open our character status screen. And we've got plenty of gaps here, so we're just going to drag the item into our devices. Now notice here we've actually got a much better phaser than we're using here. If we hold our cursor over it, it tells us it's a type 6. We gained this previously. But you'll notice it says Commander in red. We can't actually use this item because we're still only a lieutenant. So we can leave it sitting in our inventory for a later date and just use the weapons we have for now. Now, you'll notice I am holding a phaser. If I click down this bottom set of icons here where the weapons are, and I click this icon here, it'll switch weapons, and I'll end up with a much more powerful rifle. It's up to you what you use. Again, you may, as you go along, add on your skill tree that you have better abilities to use a pistol than a rifle, or vice versa. But for now, we'll just swap it over so we learn how to do that. Now we need to go in this direction, and to do that, we need to go down and round the valley here. Now, the game works in a very logical manner. Most times it'll never send you back the way you've already come. So there's not a lot of running around trying to work out where you need to go. Just keep heading in the direction you started off going. Now, if we stop here, we can see the Gorn in the background. They are red. They're going to come towards us. We can stop and think, well, they're far enough away, they're not attacking us. Make sure we got the right weapons ready for use. Now we're being shot, so we'll just return from fire here. Our away team will automatically go into combat and bat for us. I'll just take us away from the scene at the moment, because I'll show you what you can do with your bridge officer. We've got more officers here because there are supplemental characters needed for this part of the game, but we can control our own bridge officer, which is Tarzi over here. And this is quite an important screen. Under our health, up on the left-hand side here, we see Tarzi's name. If we've got a bigger away team, there'll be a whole list of names. And there are some icons here. The ones along the top will relate to everybody on your away team. The ones just next to the picture of your bridge officer will allow you to set orders for individual crew members. And what you can do is you can set your team members to passive. That means they won't attack anyone, but they will continue to heal you. Now that can be quite useful when you're trying to stay out of combat, to do things. Also, if you have a mission whereby, one moment, call up. Anyways, as I was saying before the Gorn rudely interrupted us, if you have a mission when you get to endeavors, which we spoke about in the tutorials, where you need to kill a certain amount of enemies or shoot a certain amount of phaser blasts at people, you may want to turn your away team off so that they're not actually killing the enemy. Because if you need to kill 10 people and your away team are really good and kill nine of them, then you've got a lot more work to do. If you turn them off to passive mode, allow yourself to kill the enemy, you'll finish that mission a lot quicker. We're not at that stage yet, but we will be. Next icon is to put the crew on automatic. They will do whatever they feel is necessary to do, whether it's healing, whether it's attacking, whether it's building mortar fabrications. This is why you chose them in your away team, because of the skills that they can do to help you out. The next one says based off your target. So for instance, if I aim at a particular target and that button is pushed there, all of my away team will attack the target I am attacking. Now, if you're near the end of a mission, you have a big boss, you want everyone attacking the big boss to kill it. This next one is a rally point. Now, you can do this individually, or you can do it for all of your crew. So, for instance, if I want Tazi to move from here, I may want her to cover me or do some other action somewhere else. I can click on this icon here. I can then click on the ground where I want her to go and stand. And that's the left button, and off she goes. So if we are planning to ambush somebody, I may put some crew on one side of the valley, some crew on the other side, and they can get the enemy in a crossfire, which gives this bonus attacking points. Seems to hear that Mr. Humphrey is being a little friendly, so we'll get out of his way. And to clear your point, to stop them standing there, you click it again, right click, and it turns it off, and they'll come back to you. Okay, so if you left click, you can turn it off, or you should be able to. This is a bit finicky. Doesn't seem like it wants to turn off, so what we'll do is we will click on the perform normal actions. And again, that's not going to work for us. A little bug perhaps in the system there. Now moving on, we are going to survey the cliffside for alternative routes back, because our route has been blocked off by the landslide. I beg your pardon, I'm just trying to work out how to turn this off. That's my bad. Doesn't seem like she wants to do that at all. Well, my apologies. I don't normally have a problem with that. Yep, clicking is not seeming to get rid of that, so I'm going to need to have a little look-ski to see what's going on there. Oh, there we go. Clicking on the based on current target seems to do the trick. It's not supposed to do that, but we'll come back. We won't worry about these little glitches. We'll work it out together as we're going along. So we kill off these Dawn. Now we're looking for another way back. So one thing we can do is look at our main map, and now we can see where the green circle the target is, which we could not see before necessarily. We could use our scanner. When we use our scanner, it's looking for things we can pick up and use, or scan materials for later R&D and development. We can't do that at the moment, but we'll take that lesson on board, ready for when we can. So here we are. We have something else we can pick up.
We need a way out of this canyon, and I'm thinking that big rock up there is it. With a little Federation ingenuity, we can topple this rock with a makeshift bomb. Once it's down, we can walk across it and get back to camp before the Gorn use the Zhang Ha's science team as target practice. Have you read Captain Kirk's report on this place? We have all the materials we need here to make bombs. They won't be pretty like me, but they'll get results. If you can collect the materials, Ensign Hunter and I will work out where to place the explosives. We're going to need at least 3 bamboo containers, sulfur, potassium nitrate, and coal.
Behind us!
Enemy targets on sensors.
Just before I pick this item up, there is another set of icons by your away team here, and these are their specialist skills. So if you want, for instance, this character to throw a photon grenade and they're not doing that themselves, you can just click that button and they will do that action. Some of the actions are to build turrets, to build shield generators, all sorts of things. But a lot of the time the characters will do what you need them to do automatically. But sometimes if you're setting up, as I say, an ambush or a mission, you want them to set up certain things in certain places before you actually draw the enemy in. So we're going to take this item. Tells us we've got a Mark 1 shield. Up to our character screen. Now our shield at the moment is just standard issue. If we hover our cursor over the one we just picked up, we can see it's actually slightly better. So we're just going to drag it across and put it on ourselves. So now we've got a better shield. If we're not being attacked, we can deal with our inventory straight away, which keeps it nice and tidy. So for instance, this item here, we're never going to use it again. It has no value. It's just taking up inventory space. So we'll right click and we will discard it, chuck it away, don't need it. So we need to find these items here, some bamboo, some coal, sulfur, see it on the mini map. But if you want to see a close-up look, we go to our main map. And here are the locations of our items. So we have to follow our way around the valley and pick these things up. We'll have a little look around here. Look, we don't want to fall down there, but what we do want to do is be able to get across. There's a Gorn down there. We probably can't get him from up here, but let's have a go. No, if you're trying to target something and he's out of range and you double click on that target, your toon will make its way to a firing position or to get into range. Again, take your time, have a little look around. This is quite interesting because this now follows the episode of Captain Kirk versus the Gorn from the original series. And he needed to make a mortar in order to defeat the Gorn. So he collected these sort of things as well. So I've got a bit of coal there. Now look here, they're quite camouflaged. So we need to deal with these enemies before we go in to pick things up. Now we're going to set Tarsi back to being able to perform duties herself because she wasn't firing there. There we go. And over here we are now going to pick up some sulfur, which will be mixed with the coal, of course. And every time you kill somebody, or most times, you'll get items you can pick up. So we'll take these items. While we're not under attack, we'll have a look and see what we've got. If we're being attacked, deal with the enemy first. So we've got some hypos and shield generators. Again, we can add them to our character, but don't forget your crew. Spread the love. We'll give her some ability to fix herself as necessary. Now these items we have picked up, like our shield charge, and our hypos are down here. So when our energy or shields are going down, we can click on one of these items and it'll bring the levels back up again. Okay, we need 3 lots of bamboo. So we're going to come in, we're going to take out these Gorn here. And again, you don't have to rush up to them. Some people just go in gung-ho. It's up to you. I prefer to do it in more a way that I would do it if I was actually there. Here we're getting some nitrate. And now we need 3 bits of bamboo. And keep looking, there's a Gorn over there. Darcy has gone off to deal with it for us, but she may not be able to handle it, so we'll go and give her a hand. As you level up, you can pretty much trust your bridge crew or your landing party to be quite efficient, and they cannot quite often go on their merry way and deal with the enemy while you're doing other stuff. So over here we needed 3 lots of bamboo. We're going to collect our third of them, so we'll have all the equipment we need.
Good. Let's take these materials over to the bottom of that huge rock.
So we've got our materials. We need to take it to the rock, which we are going to blow up. And again, it's in this little green circle. Open the main map up, and here it is. We're facing the right way. So we go around the corner of the valley here. And again, there's a waypoint, green arrow. This is where we need to go. Now have a look around. Make sure there is nobody going to snipe you or kill you, as they will try and do if you're not on the ball.
Right. Ensign Hunter and I will construct the bombs we need to bring down this rock across the canyon. That's the easy part. It's up to you to keep those angry Gorn off us while we work. Hope you're a good shot.
Okay, so quite easy here. They are going to create the mortar for us, or the cannon as they call it here. All we have to do is protect them and make sure they do not get killed. Now, these characters can be killed. If you don't do anything, they will get killed. You will fail the mission.
Well, at least the Gorn are punctual. Keep them off
So
us!
we are going to defend these people here.
Crush that coal up good, Hunter. Not like that. Finer. Careful with that. Potassium nitrate can react explosively with these materials. Now mix it with the coal. Carefully.
Over here it tells us we are going to get attacked 3 times. We've defended against 1 attack. Here comes attack number 2.
We're just about done.
And this is why you don't stand still. You can, if you hold down the D button and then scroll around with your mouse by holding the right mouse button down, you can get your toon to run around and form actions and shoot people without becoming a sitting target. Now, I'm just letting this character energy go down because I wanted to show you how to use the shield regenerator and the hypo, but I was too busy talking to you to keep an eye on that. If you die, you don't really die. You can respawn like every game. It'll put you back to a certain position. And now we will exact our revenge on these people. Now, Up here in the left, you can see this blue bar, the
Done!
shield's
Now
going to
let's
go
get these
down.
bombs in place.
I can actually use this button here to pull it back up. It's recharging fairly quickly, so I'm not getting to do that
Well,
at the moment.
now that Ensign Hunter and I did the hard work, it's time for you to pull your weight around here. You need to place these charges under the rock. Spread them out, though not too far. I'm sure you can figure out an optimal placement.
Okay, when it tells us we can figure it out, it's actually going to show us where to put them. So, for instance, here are glowing lights. We'll put a charge here. And over here. And up on this little platform here.
The bombs are primed to blow. We should move to a safe distance.
And there's a waypoint telling us where we need to go to, because if we stay there and it goes off, we're going to get crushed by the falling rocks.
Fire in the hole! Ha! Back in the academy, they said that in the battle of man versus nature, man loses. Well, take that, nature.
Indeed. So now we've managed to...
Absolutely. We should be able to climb that rock just fine. It's steep, but a minor obstacle for us nature conquerors. Just, watch your step.
we managed to give ourselves a way out.
I hope the scientists are all right. The Gorn aren't known for their mercy.
And here it says, return to the camp by climbing the rock. You can use your shift key, of course, to run. Keep your eye out for any baddies. And the spacebar allows you to jump, as you can see. There are also other options, like C is crouch. But you'll probably find you don't use that too much in the game. And here you can see we're heading to the camp. Interesting
Looks like
to
some
note,
Gorn came through here. We better hurry.
looking at your mini-map, you can see that there are Gorn where we want to go. So be prepared. Make sure our team is all together. If you are playing with a larger team and they get a bit scattered around, sometimes they'll get lost. You can actually click on the regroup bridge officers icon and it'll pull your team back together. So we know there's an enemy in there, so we'll draw our gun ready. And there they are, down the bottom. Our waypoint is marker is on the right, but it's pretty heavily guarded. So what we can do here, we'll try this button out to Tarsi and see if she can throw this grenade in from here. Let's have a look. It's lit up ready, but she's out of range. And there we go. We click on it and she throws it in. And bam. Pretty much she'll do that anyway. The Gorn are really good with those rocks. It's actually quite hard to get away from them, but that's okay. We are now where we need to go. The crew that were held captive have run away to the shuttle. We need to talk to Dr. Ward. And there she is with a sign above her head. Get close enough.
Thank you. Things were looking pretty grim there for a moment. The Gorn. They kept saying the deaths of their people would be avenged, but we didn't do anything. I haven't fired a phaser since the academy.
glad you're in one piece, Captain. It's clear up here for the moment. Transporters are standing by.
So we've finished our mission on the ground. We need to beam up. On the right, it tells us beam up to the ship, and here Lieutenant Newman is offering to beam us up. Now, if we have been in a fight and we haven't managed to pick up all the items we want, we can choose not now, or we might want to look around. But when we're ready, we can then beam up to our ship in the usual way. So again, in the early days, don't rush it. Have a look around, enjoy, learn to use the menus and the options while you've got a bit of free time, you're not being attacked. Here we've got another part to this game play here. We need to continue with it, and it's called Those Who Are About to Die. Now, because it's a story arc, if we go into our mission journal, we go to episodes. Here we can see we are progressing our way down. We are still doing Shadow of Cetus. If we've moved away for any reason, we can set course and go back. And we're going to follow all our way down this Cetus story arc to Caleb 4, etc. And each part of the story arc and mission will lead us through to the next one. So here we go. We're going to continue here.
Looks like the Gorn have exercised the better part of valor, Captain. But the Zhang Ha's in rough shape. Captain McKinnon is hailing us now.
Good to hear from you. Thank you for saving my people. We're making repairs, but it'll be some time before our engines are back online.
Okay, so we have to assist the ship here. A damaged ship, as you can see, has some green gases escaping from it. So that always shows us where there is a damaged ship. On our big map, we see our green circle. We know we have to go there. We've been told that. But in case we're lost or we're looking the other way, we can have a look. I love scrolling around. I love the graphics in this game. Absolutely beautifully made.
We're picking up Gorn warp signatures on our long-range sensors here. They're coming back.
And now we have some Gorn ships coming in that need to be dealt with before they totally destroy the ship we're protecting.
Warning, ship is under attack.
And you can use your bridge officer skills as they become available. We've only got one at the moment. Once we have a full complement, we'll have a lot of optional extras. Now we'll keep an eye on our shields and our hull. If they go down significantly, we have options here to repair them a little bit as we go along. Shouldn't be necessary at this level. Here we can increase the yield of our torpedoes. So on the next shot, it's a much bigger blast. And we frightened that one off.
Thanks for covering us. The Gorn would have made short work of my ship otherwise. I owe you one. Slow but steady. Our warp drive is still disabled, but we're making progress.
So here we have to beam some supplies to the ship. If they were out of range, we'd have to get closer to them before this box comes up. But when you're close enough...
Thanks. I hate to ask, but something's bothering me. We picked up strange energy readings before the attack. It could be nothing.
Yeah, when you're close enough, you get the option to click on beam the items across.
Sending it now. I'd start with the debris of the Gorn ship that was destroyed. There might be a clue there.
So now we need to find that Gorn ship. If we look on our mini-map, we can see it's down the bottom left-hand corner, so we turn to face it. There's our waypoint. And if we want to move a little bit faster to get there, we can click on full impulse. When we get close enough, though, turn that off because you'll just shoot right by. So we need to investigate the wreckage of the Gorn ship. And here we go.
Captain, the crew of the Shanghai were onto something. I ran a deep scan analysis of the Gorn debris, and the results are damned peculiar. Gorn ships aren't as tough as a Tellarite design, but our scaly friends know a thing or two about hull plating. Whoever fired this shot knew exactly where to hit them. Not with the data we have now, but the science team just found another strange energy reading nearby.
Okay, so now we need to scan the strange energy reading. And if we point our ship at it, it's quite clear where it is. Again, big map will show us the green circle. So I won't keep explaining this now, we've done it several times. And we need to get close enough to scan the energy signal, and usually the scanning range is about 5 kilometers. So just get close enough. The box will come up when you're there anyway. Of course, be aware sometimes other ships will suddenly come in and start shooting at you, so always have your wits about you. While you're in game, there is an option to take a screenshot of the action without showing all the HUDs, etc. So I'll just bring my ship to a halt. And how you do that depends on what hotkeys you've set up. So if you go into options here, and you've got a lot of options. One of the options in here will be what keybinds are used to take a screenshot. So you just have to work your way through these options. I'm trying to find it quickly for you, but that's okay. And it will show you down the bottom here, take a screenshot in a JPEG or a TGA. So here we see if I press this button here, it'll take a screenshot of exactly what we're looking at. But if I want to change that, say that's a hard button for me to find, I can left click on it and it will allow me to choose what key I want to use to take a screenshot. Make sure it's not a key that you're using for other things. So don't use, for instance, a left mouse click, because you use that to fire your weapons, and that means you'll be trying to take a screenshot every time you fire your weapon. So you can choose your own combinations of buttons or use whatever is there. And once you do that, it will put it into a folder within your games folders. I have mine on my desktop. I can't show you within the game itself, but if you click on that folder, that's where all your screenshots will be. So back to scanning.
Picking up debris from the Gorn ship, and some trace elements of weapons-grade plasma. Sir, I'll shave my eyebrows if I'm wrong. It's the Romulans, I'm sure of it. There's more bad news. The Gorn are coming back, weapons hot. Orders?
Okay, looks like we're in for a fight. Red alert. And here they are.
It's the same
We'll
ship
get them
as
before they get us.
Doesn't look like they're back at full strength, though.
Now we've disabled it, we can actually hail them and talk to them and see what they're doing.
This space equally, Federation. Your unprovoked act of aggression against our research vessel tells me otherwise. I see no Romulans, only Federation ships. Do you think me a fool, Captain? Most convenient, Captain. But I am unconvinced. Produce these Romulans that you claim destroyed our ship, or prepare to pay for your crimes.
Captain, I've got an idea. If we can generate a charged particle burst, we might overload their cloak.
You're quite the clever one, Captain. Too clever, I'm afraid. No one can know of our actions here today. Your death, while regrettable,
So it seems that pretty much everyone wants to kill us, and that's part of the game too. So the fun part is us against multiple ships. Keep moving, keep firing. Now, as you can see, we have options here to use evasive maneuvers, which means we can move around quite fast, make it a little bit harder to hit. Now, we've targeted a ship here at the top. This set of icons here tells us how much damage we're doing to that ship. It's a level 2 ship, so it's a little bit harder for us to kill. And sometimes you need to go for the smaller ships first as well. That one's only a level 1, so maybe we should take that out first, because these ships are shooting at us and they're all doing us some damage. So sometimes take out the easier ones in the beginning. And as you can see, the game isn't just going to let us kill everything and win quick. That tactics, flying around and using your weapons efficiently. Here we can see our rear shields are being hit a bit. We can manoeuvre ourselves around so that that shield is facing away from the attack. Also the enemy ships, we can see their shields, which ones are going down here. So the forward shield and the Starboard shields are down, so that's where we should try and concentrate our fire. Not always that easy to do. And one less. See, we can take an item here, but we actually need to concentrate more on not dying ourselves. Now, I'll show you with the shield battery. Rear shield is taking a bit of a hit. So if we use our shield battery, that'll boost that back up again. It wasn't necessary there. We were doing okay. This 10 cruiser is a bit of a toughie here. So we've just got to keep plugging away. This is where sometimes it's beneficial to do some side missions to get a better weapon or better shields or whatever as we level up a little bit and we toughen up. It'll make it easier to kill these high level enemies. But we have no choice at the moment but to keep attacking it. While we're doing that, we're not in too much danger. Our shields are holding, our hull is holding. We can take this item on the right hand side. It's an engine battery, so we're not going to use it, but it could have been a better weapon for us, but it's not. And again, sometimes it's just about plugging away. And here we go. She's come down. She's only 27%. Health 23. We'll put in a high yield torpedo. Take her out. Now don't get too close to exploding ships because they will damage you as well. And here we have to go back to the Gorn ship.
Well fought, Federation. The hegemony will remember the Romulan treachery today, and your assistance in exposing it. I propose we continue our joint surveys of Edrin 4 under a mutual non-aggression pact.
So here we are. We have a couple of options. We can just say thanks a lot, or we can give them another option. Sometimes they'll reply, sometimes that's all there is to be
So
said.
there was another player on the field. Nice work out there, Captain. We'll be heading for the closest starbase soon, but we'll be back to finish our work here, along with the Gorn, I'll wager. I think the Romulans will take a pass, though.
And here now, depart system.
All decks have reported in. We're ready to disembark on your order.
And off we can go. If we hadn't picked up that drop box, we would stay here, go and find it, and pick it up before we left the system. We've already picked it up, so we'll warp out. And here it tells us we've completed our mission.
I've read Captain McKinnon's report. Sounds like things got a little rough on Edrin 4. Still, the diplomatic corps thinks your actions will make a difference in future talks with the Gorn. Well done.
So we've had our pat on the back. Tells us what rewards we are going to get. We click continue.
Stay safe.
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
And Spock tells us congratulations. We've actually boosted our reputation a little bit. We have now got a new team member or crew member. Now remember, we can change his name if we want to, or we can leave it. We can change his uniform if we want to. So if we've made a particular style uniform, as we will do later on when we level up, we can actually change his uniform to suit the rest of our crew. For now, though, you can just leave it as it is. And what will happen now, when you go to your character screens, you'll notice we've got a new crew member. And there he is. While we're here, we can see that we actually gained some rewards. Always look after yourself first, your crew second, but do look after your crew. So we click on our own name, and it highlights things we can use. So we can't use engine batteries, we can't use this phaser just yet. What we can do is use the stuff that we've just won. So for instance, here is a type 3 phaser. It's all in green, there is no red, so we can use it. So we can swap out one of our other weapons, either the Federation Type 3 phaser rifle or the standard issue phaser. Now, we don't really need to carry two rifles around, so I'm going to swap out the white common quality rifle for the green uncommon rifle. So we can either do that by clicking on the actual weapon or slot itself, which will tell us what we can put there, or we can just drag it across. And what it will do is swap that weapon out. See, we've got this weapon, and the rifle is now in our inventory. Now, this is important to leave it there for a second. The same with the shields. We could swap it out here, or we can drag it. And now we've actually managed to get ourselves some armor, which is fantastic. So we'll drag that and drop it onto our body slot. Notice you can't drag things where they don't go. So grey box, we can drop it in. Red box, we can't drop it in. Now, so we've got these items here that we've swapped out. So what we do is we look at our crew and see, are they useful to our crew? Is this shield better than that person is already wearing? And yes, it's a little bit better. Is this weapon better than what he's carrying? And yes, it's a better weapon. Now you choose who you're going to give the good gear to. I'm going to give it to Tarsi because she's my first officer and she deserves the best gear. So I'm going to give her this rifle and I'm going to give her this better shield. And yes, you will end up with favourites. One thing we can notice is our new crew member here may be lacking some devices that another toon has, and we can swap them around by pulling them into our inventory, changing the character here and dragging them back. Not at this stage. They've all got pretty much the same stuff. And we'll just check out, make sure they're wearing the right gear. Now, if you get some spares, like some spare level 2 or 3 rifles here, but you have no crew officers down here, you may want to just save them for your next bridge officers, or you may not. So you can either right-click and delete them, because you're not going to use them again. These are standard. If you get a new officer, they will already have these. Or you can just leave them in your inventory. But be sure to clean up along the way, because if you don't do this and you end up with a full inventory and you're not noticing and you get some drop boxes, you will not be able to pick them up. So here we are being offered a new mission, Painful Omens, which if we look down our progression, our first mission was part of the tutorial, which was to explore Space Dock. We have just finished Shadow of Cetus, and the next story arc mission is Painful Omens. So we're going to accept that mission.
Starfleet hasn't heard from Deep Space Station K-13 in a while. It's in a tactically sensitive part of the quadrant, and the brass is getting concerned. Get out there, find out what you can, and render assistance if needed. And hey, be careful, okay? This could go sideways, fast.
So this is our mission. head to Deep Space K-13, and we will earn these rewards, a new officer and some new weapons for our ship, and shield and a new warp core. So we accept the mission.
Stay safe out there.
It tells us here that it's in progress, and on the right-hand side in our mission list, it's listed here where we need to go. And again, also in our journal, it comes up on the in progress tab. So that was the mission in the shadow of Cetus. So thank you for watching. When we come back, we will be doing Painful Omens and progressing our way through the story arc and making our character stronger, faster, etc., etc. So thank you for watching. Do subscribe if you're on YouTube or if you are on Twitch TV for the live ones. And we're going to go through all of the missions right the way through to the current version, which is pretty cool. But we're a long way from there yet. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.